A very good evening and welcome to Berani Bersama Conversations with myself, Rashid Salleh, on this very nice evening here in Malaysia. Of course, for those of you who'd like to know what Berani Bersama is all about, well, it is a community effort by Malaysian personalities and creative individuals. Now, we hope that this initiative will give us an opportunity to interact with the community, and we help elevate and boost morale for our family and friends at home. Of course, this effort is for us to share our knowledge, our skills, and abilities via social media. But more importantly, this is to raise awareness as well as monetary contributions towards MERCY Malaysia's COVID-19 pandemic fund. Of course, for those of you who'd like to donate, please log in to www.launchgood.com/Berani Bersama MY. Now, my guest for tonight is, well, she has a voice that pretty much crosses soul, jazz, funk, R&B. I'm very sure she does something else as well. Other genres, because I've had the pleasure to hear her firsthand. She has a very powerful voice. She's very versatile, and as we say, she's just plain amazing. So I'd like to introduce her to the Berani Bersama Conversations, and please welcome one of the hottest artists and the winner of the 2014 AIM New Artist, Poova. Hi, and welcome to the show. How have you been?
Oh, so good to see you. I've been good.
Yeah.
I've been occupying myself. Staying at home 24/7. It's quite challenging, but it's not too bad. Yeah. So thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this.
No worries. Well, you know what? I didn't tell you this, but once in a while I'll go and watch your Facebook feed when you're singing.
Really?
So I was just like, yes, because
It's like a karaoke session. I'm having so much fun. Like on a Saturday night, I'll be performing and just having my gin next to me, and like I see everybody coming up and like enjoying the show. So it's a nice feeling to be doing that online. Although it feels a bit weird because I can't see people's reaction. I'm so used to like having that sort of interaction with the audience, physical interaction, and I don't really get that. So I'm still getting used to it. Yeah.
Well, that's I suppose that's the one thing that everyone who's in the entertainment business, especially, are facing at the moment, and not being able to have that interaction, the physical audience. It does get to you, but but it's good that you're keeping your I would call it singing practice going while all this is happening, and it's and the one thing that has been quite constant, your voice hasn't changed and it's still beautiful as ever. So and it's very nice to be stalking and not saying anything. Next time I'll actually reply. Okay, so let's get into the business of things. Obviously, people do know you from as a performer, but let's get to know the real Poova. Let's go back and find out what really got you into this and to where you are at the moment. And let's go from the beginning. Let's go. Imagine the little girl who first started, and what were your parents' ambition for you when you first started, and at what age? I mean, these are all serious questions, but what age did you think, my goodness, this is what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to pursue doing?
Okay, so definitely not music. Having Indian parents, they obviously wanted me to have a real job. But having said that, music was always around me growing up. Going back to my family history, my great-grandfather was an Indian classical musician from Jaffna, came here to teach music.
Right.
And my grandmother, who played instrument, she sang. This is all, Carnatic music, Indian traditional music. And my aunt sang, and my dad always croons in the house, still does. And I started playing the piano when I was 7.
Right.
Started writing my own songs at a very young age. So growing up, music was definitely something I was absolutely passionate about, but definitely not something I thought that I would want to do as a career. I always thought that I had to do something concrete and something safe. But that's okay, I think I started doing this as a profession much later in my life, when I was 29.
Still, I mean, you're
And
29 now, 29 and a half now, aren't you?
yeah, something like that, you know.
Yeah.
And so I came back home one day from my job,
Mm.
and you know, I felt a little sort of like a little disappointed and like kind of like not so motivated. And I sat by the piano because I did have a studio because I was doing music part-time, I was still performing part-time. And then I wrote my first song in the album called Slaves, and I was writing all the songs about how I was feeling. And then it occurred to me, oh my God, I should be doing this as a career, you know? And I've not looked back since, you know. Obviously I had a lot of support from my then partner, because he was like, you know, this is what you want to do. It's now or never. It's, you know, it's before it's too late, you know, you got to do it now. So yeah, so he was absolutely supportive and really, really helped me to get where I am today. So yeah.
So in terms of like your parents at first, I mean, before you made that decision to go solo and to sing, they had seen you, you know, do this and that and the other. But were they very supportive? Like you said earlier, I mean, you've had, you know, a family of already who had musical talent anyway. So was it an easier decision and for you to be able to tell them that this is what you wanted to do?
I think after watching me sing live, and when I got started, when I was working in the album, I got started with that, my debut album, Ticket to Fake Town. They saw how passionate I was, and they actually really liked the music I was writing. And I think slowly they became a bit more convinced that I should be doing this full time. My dad actually bought into the idea. He was, you know, he was obviously more all right than my mom, accepting that I'm going to be this songwriter. That, you know,
that's interesting.
So, and then I won the AIM, and you know, they were like, okay, this is obviously something you're good at, and you should pursue something that you love. I mean, although it's still tough, you know, especially doing the MCO right now, you know, we're not really performing out there, and it's a tough time. So my mom was like, maybe you should start a new job somewhere. I'm like, I don't know what I should be doing, you know. So it's something to think about, I suppose. But I suppose it would be something within the music business. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you're obviously known for a plethora of genres. You know, you got you can sing soul, you can sing jazz. But what was your first influences? Who were your first influences when you first started singing?
Wow, I started. I think eclectic is the word. You know, I could listen to blues and then listen to Rachmaninoff, for example. You know, that's all stuff that I've been exposed to. I guess as a teenager, I was listening to. I started off with blues. You know, we're talking about Muddy Waters, B.B. King. You know, Robert Johnson, all those like great blues artists. And then I got into rock music, heavy metal, rock music, like Led Zeppelin. You know, I was into, oh my God, like, I was into Jefferson Airplane, Janis Joplin, you name it, like all the 60s, 70s rock stuff. And then I discovered Motown and soul, and I heard Aretha Franklin sing, and I was like, that's who I want to be when I grow up. You know, she had all this power on stage, and I couldn't sing like that. You know, I had to really practice. I was in a band when I was, I think, 23, 24, a rock band. And we were singing a lot of Led Zeppelin stuff because my drummer was a rock drummer. So a lot of like the vocal strength I got from performing part-time with this band. But yeah, I mean, and then I was listening to electronic music, like Radiohead and like that kind of stuff, you know, like it was quite, it varied. Yeah, so influences, I guess, would be, blues, rock and roll, and Motown, I would say.
Right. Yeah. So the award came in 2014.
Yes.
How was it? Okay, this is a question that, you know, there's always. We faced it when I faced it when I was younger. How did you deal with the fame that came with that? Because a lot of people can just fall off, or even there will be people around you go, oh, you're doing really well, but you're never sure about whether, you know, do I do another album or do I, you know, those people around. How important was that to have
definitely
the right people
it was
around?
a highlight of my career. I mean, to even be nominated for the vocal category in AIM, we're talking about, the other nominees were Siti Nurhaliza, Liza Hanim, and Sheila Hamza. And I was like, who's Poova? From nowhere. And to just be in that nomination was such an honor, You're talking to big artists, you're big, amazing singers. And of course, Siti Nurhaliza won. I mean, she's amazing. And I won Best New Artist. For me, that was an amazing experience. And I couldn't even go for the award show because I was in Macau Jazz Festival. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing there? I should be, on AIM stage performing one of my songs. So it was a pat on the back saying, hey, well done as an independent artist. I wrote all the songs, I co-produced it. I had a great producer that was very, very helpful and so talented. So both of us were doing this project, and to be, nominated and winning Best New Artist was such a highlight of my musical career. I still look back and go like, wow, I did it. I got an AIM. That's all I need. Whether or not I made it, I don't know, because for me it's the process. It's about just going through the mill, going through the process, and having the conviction and not giving up. I think that's important because it's such a tough business. So easy to give up and say, I want to do something else. But for me, songwriting and making music has always inspired me to go on, because there's so many stuff to be made, so much music to be made. Although having said that, I've not written anything in the last 7 years. So I've written so many songs, but I've not released it in an album, which I will be releasing a single after this MCU, I hope.
Now, why was that? Having slaves out, and then the next 7 years, it was just basically. I think were you too busy with corporate stuff, or you just didn't? There was no motivation to do it. What was it?
Okay, so this is the thing. After Ticket to Fake Town, I was writing some more stuff, and I all these songs that I was writing, I was performing them live. And then I got into electronic music, and I had a new band, electronic band, and we were performing all of that music live. But I guess, wanting to put all of that in an album was something I wasn't inspired back then, So I was just so focused in making and just performing them live. And I suppose it took 7 years to get my life
act together.
To finally say to myself the last couple of months, Poova, we need to release a single, which I will be doing.
And having that experience over the years obviously has helped it. So you're going to be releasing an album. A single. A single. So what happens to if it does well? Are we going to have a follow up and actually find an album? I'm very, very sure you've written so many songs and you've just kept it somewhere. So.
Well, actually, I'm just going to sing a little snippet later of the single, which I produced. So it's just my rough production.
Right.
It's yet to go to a studio with my producer and to have it embellished and make it sound like a real song.
Right. Studio single, yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah. A studio single. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to hear that later. Sorry, what was the question?
So basically, will we be able to see an album in the near future? Are you going to work on it? Because I think you're due another album, and what is stopping you from doing this?
Well, I think, first of all,
apart from the obvious monetary, but if you had that, then
definitely, because I have enough songs, I think, to write 2 albums, to be honest. The thing is, right now, I'm really into this sort of electronic stuff a little bit, I'm not so much of the soulful lyrical songs that I used to write. So it's very easy listening. It's like, you'll hear it later. So I've got some ideas for an album if I'm going to be releasing that genre.
Right.
I also have a few soul songs that I want to release as singles, maybe 3 or 4. So they're different genres, So I've never stuck to one. It's so eclectic with my musicology. So I'm just gonna leave it open. I think it's best to just release singles and say, oh, I can do that sort of music, and I can still do this kind of music.
I see.
So, yeah.
So during those 7 years, what was it like being out there and especially doing a lot of corporate jobs and all that?
I think it's more coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after the AIM, I was performing in like festivals. I did like Taiwan Jazz Festival, Macau. I was also in Hong Kong Pop Music Festival after AIM. And after that, I started performing more corporate gigs, and that got me busy, because it's quite tiring when you're performing every other week. But good lah, that's where money. That's where you make the money, by performing live. But now I'm getting more active on my social media, because I realize how important that is. And it doesn't really need to be a singing sort of a video. Could be TikTok, something funny, like a little skit or whatever. So I'm open to different stuff, different material, and not just focus on the music and content, just thinking about what would be a nice, funny content. And I've become less inhibited and just a bit more daring in front of the camera, because I can be quite camera shy. It's so important to just have fun, If the fun aspect is missing, then there's no point doing this, So, yeah.
I can't believe you just said it. I really can't believe you just said I've gone on TikTok. I'm like,
I don't know what, Rashid. I love TikTok. I'm so addicted to TikTok. You should see like some of my TikTok. Oh my god, with my friend video. It's just so lawak bodoh lah, but it's fun. It's fun.
I don't know.
It's important to take the Mickey out of you, And I think if you're able to do that, I think it's great. You're enjoying your career a lot more if you can have fun with it that way,
I know, but that's been my job for half my career anyway, just taking the Mickey out myself. So
I would love to get into comedy. I think I would love to get into comedy, meaning like being in a comedy sort of like sitcom or whatever. I would love it. I don't think I can do a serious part.
Okay, all right. We'll definitely keep that in mind. So I'm just still thinking about the TikTok thing. I mean,
tell you should get on it, and I'm sure you do an amazing job, and I will so follow you, because I know it's gonna be brilliant.
I don't know. I've held off.
There are people in their 40s and 50s doing it,
40s and 50s. Yeah, I'm almost 50, but yeah, I don't know.
Like what you're doing.
Pardon?
You look good for a 50-year-old.
No, 48, almost 50, almost 50.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
I just turned 40 this year, by the way.
Yeah, still young. Don't worry. Way young. Still too young.
No, I'm actually very proud that I'm 40 this year, and yeah, I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. Still more to go, still more to do. So I'm still doing it.
My God, I guess time has flown by so much. I keep thinking you're in like early 30s or something now in my head. No, I'm serious. It's just like because I remember you were so young when you started off. When you told me you were 29 when you did the thing, I was like, really? I thought you were a lot younger than that. But I guess
No, I mean professionally 29, but I was still dabbling with some live performances when I was 24, 25. Yeah. So.
Okay, so
some of my parents.
so your parents are your parents watching this right now? Are they?
I don't know. I hope not. No, my mom, she stalks me on Facebook. I still haven't added her on Facebook, by the way. I'm just scared.
Oh, that's you're not the only one. Luckily, my mother's not on Facebook, so it's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So in terms of I ask you about the song, or that or rather the snippet of the song, how do you compose, or how do you create a song? Is it just 1 minute I'm like I think, or do you think of the lyrics first? Do you think of the melody first? What is it? What's your process?
For sure. Okay, so I just walk in the studio. I have a studio at home, and I use this software called Logic Pro X. And because I play the piano, the keyboard. So I've got like a MIDI controller, and I just sit like how I'm playing the piano, and I'll just like, it's always the music first for me, and I find some chords that I like, and I'm like, oh, okay. So when I put like a drum loop, for example, and I'll just try a few things, and I'm like, okay, that sounds like a possibility. And then I feel like the music speaks to me. It says, okay, sing about this. So it almost whispers to my ear and says, this is what I'm feeling, so sing about this. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I could write about anything, like this next single that I will sing later. It's called Loner's Club, and it's about being happy alone, and she's going to this Loner's Club, feeling all hyped, but she met this guy, and then she's like, she wants to actually, run into his arms as well. So it's like, okay, let me just read to you the first line. So it goes like that lah, okay? Like, you've taken the storm away. So she met this guy, right? And left me with a sunny day. It's not lover's holiday because they're not together and they're not really in a relationship, and nothing's going to change it if I make you stay. Headed to the Loner's Club, I'm hyped, but nothing on this moonless night. I'm driving just to fill my appetite. I guess I'm feeling pretty out of sight because obviously she met this guy. So it's like, she wants it, but she likes her independent, and, just
Holding back, wanting, Is that what you're going through at the moment, though?
No, I'm single. I wrote the song when I was single.
Right. Okay.
So basically right now I'm not really writing super heavy lyrical songs. It's really like very synthy, very dreamy, and it's about just, I want people to bob their heads and go like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because my songs before were just very, very lyrical, and and I didn't want to write sad songs. So yeah.
Oh dear. Well, sometimes the sad songs are the hits. Remember, that's how Adele got through.
But I'm such an elated person, like okay, so I take vocal lessons. So I still do. I met an amazing vocal teacher, and so because I'm trying to also get into the Malay market, you see. So we were trying all these Malay songs, and she said to me, "Poova, kau ni kan memang tak boleh nyanyi lagu Melayu yang jiwang lah, sebab you happy je. You nyanyi lagu Melayu ganas. You kena lembut, you kena, feel the pain." I'm like, what pain? Like, because I bounce back from pain. I always look at the brighter side, and I think that's my personality. So I think I'm writing songs based on like my personality. I suppose I could write a sad song, but if I would sing it, I'd sing it like, "Ugh, I hate you. How could you do this to me?" Kind of singing, not so. Oh, I feel so. Like, look at me, pity me.
That would be like more like. It would be like heavy metal, more like
a bit more
alternative.
aggressive, like soul, like funk, like yeah. Yeah. So if I was singing, if it's a slow song with a growl and like that sort of emotion, as opposed to macam like very jiwang and sad. So that emotion is a bit difficult for me at the moment.
At the moment. Now that's interesting. What you just said just now about wanting to break into the Malay market. Why is that?
Well, why not? I mean, growing up, we were listening to. So I grew up in Tanjung Karang. Okay, so I went to study Tadika Kemas. I study Alibata Saji Aho semua tahu. So I'm always surrounded by my Malay friends. And growing up in the 80s, you were listening to music. So listening to like Rohana Jalil, Francisca Peters, like Zaitun Samion. And so I'm a Malaysian. Yes, my first language is in English, but I also speak in Malay. We studied, I went to a Malay school and studied in Malay, And when I speak to my Malay friends, I speak in Malay. So I want to be a bilingual artist. And why not? I don't see why I shouldn't sing a Malay song. It's just an extension of my career, just also wanting to tap that market, because at the end of the day, I feel like the Malay market is also a mass market, and it's nice to just kind of tap that market, say hi. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, like, People
No,
may like you for you, they might not like you for you, but I'm just giving it a shot. It's really a tough business, I think. So we'll see. There's some plans this year.
okay, because that's interesting. Doing the corporate shows, do you ever get asked by clients to sing Malay songs?
For
And
sure, and I always without that would sing a few Malay songs.
hmm,
Now I'm getting more into Malay songs. I never thought that I would get into the Malay market, to be honest. But I was more into the soul, R&B, the English side of music. But then I think I changed after winning AIM. I thought, I want to try to also try that Malay market and see what that's like. So and I wrote my first Malay song, my first ever Malay song called Kau Wujud. I produced it as a demo and I really liked it, but never really got to find a good producer to produce it. And now I feel like I'm just gonna leave the producers and the writers to write it and I just sing it. So you know what I mean? I just do a Whitney on it, for example. So because I think there's certain ingredients in writing Malay songs, I feel like I'm not there yet. I'm not experienced enough to kind of write, because Malay songs is not easy because you have to be a bit poetic. And so my Malay song that I wrote was just a translation.
oh, direct translation.
English, I'm like, and it's not. It doesn't sound very poetic when you sing it. So you have to think about those things as well, how it sounds as you're saying the words. So that's the experience I don't have in writing a Malay song. But good effort though, Kau Wujud.
Well, no harm in trying, I suppose.
No, absolutely not. So let's see. I'm singing a lot more Malay songs now. I'm trying new stuff, and let's see if it works out. If it doesn't, I know I've tried and I tried again this year. And if it doesn't work out, it's still all good. As I said, music, the career is a process. It's a journey. It's I don't even know when I would tell myself, wow, you've made it. I guess I would look back and go like, wow, Poova, you've done this, you've done that, you've done this, you've had so much fun performing with your musicians, you had a great duet session with someone. Those are the experiences. I think I will remember the experiences in my career. And I would say, hey, you know what? I had fun. It's something I love doing and I did something I loved. Yes, that sounds the same, but you get my meaning. So to say when I made it, I don't look at it as that. I'm looking at my music career as a journey and as a process. That makes sense.
Well, it does. It does. But the thing is, now with this song, I'm really curious to find out about this new song now. Because it's going to be it's like a world premiere of your or snippet or whatever.
Yeah, you can say that.
It's a world premiere because I'm going to be one of the first people to be hearing it because I don't get these kind of opportunities much. So it'll be nice to actually listen to it and then be an audience as well. Then physical distancing, but
release that to the last segment.
Yes. No, that's why I'm really curious to find out what that's like.
That's the thing, as you're coming back to the songwriting process, for me, I will always have to, when it comes to my own single, as in the English single, will have to be, I'll have to be in the studio. I'll have to then do the sound design. I will want to do all the synth work, just to give my producer an idea of what I have in mind musically, So I can't go to my producer with a piano and go like, this is what I've got. I can't. I have to build the song, and that's why I was so interested in production because I'm able to add the colors and the mood. It's like a mood board, and give it to my producer, and she's like, oh, I see what you're trying to do with this. So she sees the musical idea that I've got. So that's and it's like I would always tell my singer friends, hey, get into Logic, get into some musical software because it's so interesting to build a song, from the software. I find it it's like Lego. You build and build, and I love being in the studio. I can spend 10, 11 hours just in the studio, just doing stuff. It's
crazy now, especially with technology. No. I I totally understand because I'm usually on like Final Cut Pro, so that's the other version, and you're on
Yeah.
Logic Pro. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's oh god, I do spend hours and hours and forget that actually I do have a family. Hello, yeah. So
How are
so
you? You have one girl, don't you?
I have one boy and one girl,
One boy
and
and
my
one
wife.
girl. Okay.
Yeah, so I have a
Okay.
pair, and that's enough. I think we closed shop a long time ago. I think 5 years ago. I'm very happy. You know,
Okay.
they
Cool.
really keep us from keep me sane sometimes
Keep you
or
sane.
insane. There's
Keep you
a
grounded.
well, yeah, well, no, because my daughter's a bit like I wouldn't say a bit like me. She's a bit of a nutter as well. So
Oh,
yeah.
great.
And my son's
That's
just
great.
like Angel. So there's a person, James. That's interesting.
Hi,
He's
James.
saying hi
James.
Puva, from KK. Greetings from KK.
Wow. Hi, all the way from Sabah. I love KK, by the way. That's why I
Why is
guess.
that? Come on. Why
Oh,
is that?
God. The people, like, okay, for me, when I go to KK, so I did a show recently, and we were in KK, and I would go to the local bars, and there's always live music, in the local bars, and amazing, talented musicians and singers. And the people are just so warm and they're just different, And you have amazing seafood in KK. For me, it's the hospitality, I love to go to a place where everyone's friendly and there's no air. Everyone's your friend and So I met some really, really nice Sabahans who've taken me to after show, they love to eat and drink. So they took me to a really nice, amazing seafood restaurant and I had the best time. We're just talking and sharing ideas and it was such a great community. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, because I come from a small town girl and I come from a small town and to go to a KK and to see it's just this familiarity. There's this yeah, I can relate to that for sure. Yeah,
It's a Borneo effect. I'm Saraukin, so we yeah, it's the Borneo effect. Whenever people go over to our side of the world, they're like, they don't want to leave. There's always we don't want to leave. They've just had a performance there, and they're like, we don't want to. Why are you people so like that? We're like, well, we're just pretty much easygoing, and I'm not being biased. It's just the way we are. It's just everyone's just easygoing. There's no no pressure,
and
and
that's how easy going.
yeah. Well, we've got someone, Amina Ashman, love from Melbourne, missing Malaysia.
Hi.
There's Boon Kiat. He's saying hi, Poova Street.
Oh,
So,
good cat. Hi.
so yeah, you got people from all over the world saying hello to you. And Melbourne's like 3-4 hours ahead. You should be sleeping. No, probably having a good time. No, it's fine. So, what is in store for you in the near future? What will happen after this MCO is finally over?
I think I'm definitely going to go on a long hike. I'm talking about 10, 11 kilometers hike or maybe more. I need to be in the jungle. I miss hiking in the jungle, so I'm going to definitely book that because I have to get that all this pent up energy. And definitely music wise, I would definitely be recording Lona's Club and maybe a few more singles because I have some stuff that I want to release. A lot of my fans you go like, Poova, why aren't you recording that song? We really love that song. It should be recorded in a studio. I'm like, okay, so we'll do that. And I think I'll be a lot more active on social media. I have some ideas what I want to do later after the MCO when we're able to be a bit more mobile. And then work on my Malay single, hopefully in August. So, yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to that. We're producers and writers, and you just get to be Whitney Houston.
No, I think if you ask me what do I have in mind for the Malay single, definitely not a Jiwang song because I don't really happy singing it. It's just that song. I think it'd be. I want a Malay song that people can sing along to, and that people can sing in karaoke. People can TikTok to, or something fun, light, and easy. Yeah, I mean, of course, I want the song to showcase my vocal ability, but I don't want it to all over the top. You know what I mean? Because if I like Malay songs that I can sing and relate to, so I listen to some Indonesian music and I really like the way that they write, because it's so R&B,
Yeah, but
pop.
they're over the top, and that's your character. And if you try and keep yourself reined in, that's not Poova. See,
No,
because
no,
you're
over
very
the
much.
top. Meaning like what I mean over the top. Meaning vocally, I don't want to be like so diva like with the song. I think I really want to keep it pop and relatable, because you know, as you grow older in the industry, you tend to feel more. You tend to like, you know, you settle into this person, and I'm more and more I find that I'm a fun-loving person, and I like to relate to people. I love people, and I want my songs and my personality to be relatable. So you know, yeah. So I want a song that reflects my personality. So why not? We all love a good pop song.
Yes, that's true. But on that note, we're now coming up to the final segment. So as I've said, I'm eagerly waiting, as of our audiences out there as well.
Cool.
So it's going to be quite interesting. So I probably will mute myself and listen in. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Berani Bersama Conversations here with Rashid Salleh, introducing her new single to be released soon, just to you out there, the
It's just a
world
snippet.
premiere snippet.
Yeah,
of-
it's not a whole song.
yeah,
It's just a snippet.
don't tell them.
But with
The
the
world
music.
premiere snippet, hashtag, maybe a TikTok song one day. You never know. You might be dancing to it.
Yeah.
Please, please. Come on. I'm trying to say this with a straight face as well. Introducing Poova.
Oh, thank you, Rashid. Okay, wait, I'm just going to get the speaker closer to you guys. Thank you, Rashid, for inviting me, and I had so much fun talking to you. And I'm going to be playing you singing this song called Lona's Club, and I'm hoping that once it's all out and ready, you would, you know, listen to it and dance to it and bob your head and like put it in the car, you know, in your house, and like do a TikTok video as, you know, and maybe teach me how to move with this song, because I can't not move. My arms are too long. Okay, without further ado, let's do this. Okay. Sorry, guys. I have to a little technical thing, glitch. I will have to. The Bluetooth. It's not on. Is it? Sorry. Okay, it's connected. Oh, it's connected now. Okay. It's connected. Oh my God. What's going on? Okay. All right. No, hang on. Sorry about that. Just give me a second.
Why don't I come in for a while you fix that?
Sorry. Okay.
Are we good?
Yeah. We're just trying to. Okay.
Whoa,
Okay. Let me
that's really good. Okay.
It's done this before. So.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, we just have to play that from the start, okay? Sorry about that. Okay. You've taken the storm away. Let me with the sunny day. It's now love's holiday. Nothing's gonna change it if I make you stay. Heading to the Lord's Club all night, but nothing on this moonless night. I'm driving just to fill my appetite. I guess I'm feeling pretty outside. Heading to the Lord's Club, alright, but I feel like I wanna jump into your arms tonight. Cruising the suburb life, and I'm ready
You know what?
Did you like it?
I have forgotten how good your voice is live. I was hearing. No, I'm not joking. It's like it you know, because we're so used to hearing people sing nowadays, you forget because you've had so much experience, or else you wouldn't be doing all these corporate shows. You know, if people didn't believe in your in your voice. And thank you. That's
Like,
I'm
yeah,
actually no, I'm really excited to hear what the rest of the songs can be like next time, because
yeah.
I'm gonna have to like find it on online, I guess, and buy it online, because we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, I'll make a big announcement.
Great, great. Because
Thank you.
no,
Thank
because
you
it's
so
really
much.
nice. It was really nice. It's just that, and most of it we captured your voice, although the song was in the foreground.
back-
Whenever you sang, we heard your voice, and it didn't break. It didn't break, and you
I
get
have done shows
people
where
get
my voice
nervous.
broke. It's normal.
No, it didn't. I didn't. I was listening to that, and you can play this back and listen to it again. And it was
Yeah.
very, very good. So,
Oh,
congratulations.
thanks.
Even
Thank
one
you.
person online, he commented, it was Rose Risman, rude to never told us you were on tonight.
Ross. Hi, Ross.
Hi, Rose.
Okay. Ross, me and Dasha have a group. Okay, so we
Right.
do tributes, and so I did tell her that I was going to do this.
So she's upset. Yeah. And Dasha probably knows
Ross,
about it. So Dasha is also not upset, because she's obviously
You should
just
get
watching.
Dasha on this
talking.
next, Rashid.
We will check with my boss, who is watching this.
All right, thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Rashid. It was so nice to talk to you guys. Hopefully, we
You
can
know-
talk some more. Yeah.
Yes,
I hope to meet you, Rashid, after all this MCO.
the MCO. Yes. Now, I'd obviously like to thank all our audiences out there. Please don't forget to donate and log on to www.launchgood.com/Berani Bersama MY, and stalk Poova as well, because you know she's got a new single coming out. So get it out soon.
I will.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good
Bye.
night, and thank you,
You
Poova.
too.
Good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.